Today I found one of the most affordable areas in the Temecula Valley, homes starting under $500,000. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Can't wait to show it to you. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor. This channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley, from new construction tours, neighborhood spotlights, to all new things coming here to the Valley. Thanks for tuning in today. In the area right now, it is a great way to get your foot in the real estate market, start to build up some appreciation while taking advantage of some brand new homes with some awesome incentives. I can't wait to show these off to you guys. Let's go check them out. First up, we've got the plan number one. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 1,846 square foot, 2-story. Let's go check it out. Welcome inside the Plan 1. One of my favorite features here is this downstairs space, though compact, is wide open.
So you've got your dining, your living, and your kitchen all in the same space.
So a great space to entertain. My next favorite thing inside of this home is this loft space. You've actually got room for like a tech space here, as well as a little sitting, reading area right off of the stairway, and it's a great common space that links to all of the bedrooms upstairs. Next up, we've got the Plan 2. This is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 2,151 square feet. Let's get in there and check it out. Welcome inside the Plan 2. One of my favorite features here is actually something a little different than the Plan 1. This has a more defined space. So you've actually got a separate dining area, a separate living space, and kitchen. They're still open, but much more defined and makes a lot more sense. My next favorite is also a difference from the Plan 1. While you still have a loft space, this area, again, is a little bit better defined. You've got room for a couch, and then right behind us here is room for a wall where you can actually put a TV, whereas the other place was much more open in the Plan 1. This Plan 2 is a more defined, a little bit homier of a loft. Last but not least, we've got the Plan 3. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's got 1 bedroom downstairs, 2,375 square feet. Let's check it out. My first favorite feature here inside of the Plan 3 is this downstairs bedroom and bathroom. So it is great for guests or those who don't want to use the stairs. Because all these are 2 stories, this is a really nice option. My next favorite feature here inside of the Plan 3 is just outside of the 2 guest bedrooms upstairs, you actually have this little tech center nook here, which is great for the kids to come out, do their homework, and have some private space. So now that we've seen some of the beautiful homes here at the Courts by Taylor Morrison in Winchester, now we come back here and we get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get you information on the community, the amenities, the prices, what to expect when buying new construction. So let's dive into the details. So first up, let's talk about those amenities. We do have an HOA here inside the community that we will touch on in just a moment, but that does come with some amenities. So you'll be paying monthly into this, but you are going to get a park, perfect for those summer days to hang out with the family, a pool for those warmer days to cool off with the family, as well as some trails for walking, just getting outdoors and exploring and spending some time outside, especially because, as we will touch on, the lots here inside of this community are just a little bit smaller, so maybe a little less time in your backyard and a little bit more time out walking in the community. Next up, let's talk about those schools. If you've got little ones that will be living with you, then you're definitely gonna be interested in what the schools have to offer for the area. So I will caveat this to say Winchester is newly being built up. It is just now getting some tax dollars being brought in, and so the schools aren't rated as high as we typically see inside of these videos. So I'm just gonna caveat that up front, and then we'll dive in. So as you know, if you've watched any of those videos, we use greatschools.org for a rating system. Go check it out on your own. You can review and check out all the reviews on the schools on your own, but for elementary school, you'd be going to Winchester Elementary School. That is rated a 3 out of 10 on the Great Schools chart. Next up, we've got Rancho Viejo Middle School. That is a 4 out of 10. And then we've got Taquitos High School, which is also a 4 out of 10. Again, these scores a little bit lower. We typically see like 7, 8s for Temecula Valley schools, but there's just not been a ton of tax dollars, and actually not even a lot of students attending some of these schools for a long time. And so as we continue to see some of these new developments come in, bring in some of that tax revenue that is part of where your tax dollars go every single month that you make your monthly payment on your home, that's going to help bring up some of these scores. So lower for now, but I'm willing to bet that within the next 2 to 3 years, we see these scores much, much higher. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty as far as what's going to go into your monthly payment here. One thing to watch out for when buying a home here in the Temecula Valley is those property taxes. You've heard me say it before, they can vary greatly from 1.1 all the way up to 2.2, 2.3%, and that can be a huge impact, $300, $400, $500 a month in your monthly payment. So that is something you definitely want to consider, especially if you're budget conscious, just like this community is. So here at the Courts, the tax rate is 1.7%. So you'll take the total purchase price, multiply that by 1.7%. That will tell you exactly what you'll be paying annually in taxes. Divide that by 12. That's what's going to go into your monthly payment for property taxes. And next up, the HOA is $140 a month. That is a little bit on the higher side, but that is because it's coming with those amenities. So you're gonna have that pool and park and those walking trails, all of that comes into that HOA price. So $140 a month. Make sure you budget that when you're running those calculations for what you're gonna be spending monthly in this community. I'm sure you are dying to know what these homes actually cost, and I did tease you a little bit with the sub 500 price point here in the beginning of the video, and that is plan number 1. That one is going to fall right now, as of the date of this recording, $496,000. The plan number 2 is $512,000, and plan number 3, $527,000. Now, before you get too excited, keep in mind that when it comes to new construction, the sooner you buy, the lower the price. These prices will continue to go up as future phases are released, so every release comes with a $3,000 to $10,000 price increase depending. So you can expect that if you're getting into this community here in the next few months after this video, that you could be paying just a bit more. So for up-to-date pricing, shoot us a call or put a message below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible with updated and current info. Now, when it comes to buying a new construction home here in Southern California, solar is mandatory. So that is a new law that went into effect just a few years ago. So every new construction home has to come with some sort of solar on it. So you, as the buyer, get the choice. You get to do this one of two ways. First off, you can do a lease, which means that the solar company puts those panels up on the roof and you pay them a monthly fee to have those panels generating some electricity for you. The second option is an outright purchase. It usually just gets rolled into the purchase price of the home for you, and you own those panels for life, which is a great option for you as well. So when it comes to this, keep in mind that solar panels aren't going to zero out your electric bill when it comes to buying from the new construction community. They're gonna give you a set number of panels based on the size of the home. Your usage is likely going to be more than those panels actually produce, so you still will likely have a small Edison bill. Southern California Edison being our electric company, you still likely will have a small bill on top of this solar payment, but over time you can actually bring in the solar company and have them add some additional panels once you've got an idea on some of that usage. So what does this actually cost you? When it comes to the lease option, it depends on which floor plan you choose, but your monthly lease payment would be anywhere from $85 to $110 per month. And again, that's going to supplement that electric bill for you. If you're going to outright purchase those panels, you're going to have $18,000 to $20,000, again, depending on that floor plan. So that's something that just gets rolled into that monthly payment for you, financed over 30 years. So likely you're actually gonna be paying a little less than the lease option. And as long as you can qualify for the actual up in purchase price, I would definitely recommend going for the purchase. It adds some value going forward. Now let's move on. I want to give you some tips when it comes to buying new construction. And you may know this already, you may not. Tip number one is you need to bring us with you on your very first visit to this community. If you walk into a new construction community, whether this one or any other one in the future, without a real estate agent present with you, you automatically have elected the sales office to represent you in the sale. And actually, they're not even representing you, they're just guiding you along, sending you a 300-page contract for you to review on your own. And quite often, they're asking you to sign that within 24 hours. I don't expect the consumer to know anything about what that contract actually means, let alone read 300 full pages. So bring a real estate agent with you into the office the very first time you visit. That way we can represent you through the process, we can review those contracts, push back on some of those timelines, and make sure you know exactly what you're getting into. We can also negotiate all sorts of incentives and options for you as far as upgrades with the builder, get you on VIP lists. So make sure you bring us with you on that first visit. Next up, you want to be aware that when it comes to buying a new construction home, if you are already pre-qualified with a lender, that is great. However, you will need to qualify with the builder's lender before you can actually open escrow on one of these homes. Now, you can choose to use your current lender, which is great, but the builder is going to offer you massive incentives to use their lender. So be aware of that going into that. Those incentives can be anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 depending, and it just depends on the phase and how some of those sales are going. So be prepared that you can get some additional incentives if you make a jump over to their lender. I do always say it's probably not the best experience with that lender because they pretty much know they've got it in the bag. You're not gonna jump ship and go use another lender just because of bad service, because you're gonna stay in there for some of those incentives, but it's hard to beat. There's really nothing that a lender can do to keep up with the incentives that the builder is going to offer you when it comes to using their lender. So be prepared for that when you go to sign that contract. Now, a new segment that we're adding in here now is pros and cons to this community, because I want to be completely honest with you. I know that sometimes I can make it sound like each community is great, and they are in their own way, but there are some things to look out for. One thing I do want to mention as a potential con for you is that these homes actually do not have large lots. So these homes are typically going to come with a very small backyard, really no bigger than a bedroom size when it comes to that backyard. So something to be aware of, you're not gonna get a massive lot. And something else to be aware of here is that these actually don't have driveways. You don't get to park in a driveway, so you're gonna put both cars inside of a garage, and if you need additional parking, you're either parking on the street or in some additional parking spots around the community. So that's something to be aware of. Outside of that, the pros here, I feel outweigh the cons. The price point is absolutely incredible, and the design inside of these homes is one of my favorite. This is definitely one of my top builders that I bring buyers to when they come to check out the area. So great price point, great builder, I feel outweighs the smaller lots and no driveway. So that's it for our breakdown of these beautiful homes by Taylor Morrison here in Winchester. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you found today's content helpful. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. If you have any questions about these new builds, about moving to the Temecula Valley, anything about purchasing, leave a comment below. We monitor those daily and we'll get back to you right away, or feel free to book a Zoom call with someone from our team or pick up the phone and give us a call. We'll get right with you. So also be sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. Thanks again for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time.